Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, April 4th of 2023, and we are convening a session of the Tax Review Board. Today's session is a Water Department Water Revenue mixed session. Please be aware that this is a public hearing and it is being recorded. Because the meeting is public, participants and viewers have no expectation of privacy, and by continuing to be in this meeting, you are consenting to being recorded. Please note that this recording will be posted on to the Tax Review Board's website. With me today is our chair, Nancy Camerdiner, as well as board members Dominique Ward, Paula Weiss, and Ryan Boyer. And Nancy, please take it away.
Great, thank you very much. Welcome everyone to the Tax Review Board hearings for 4/4/23. If we only were a year later, we could do all fours there. The first thing on our agenda for today will be two items for that the city has requested continuances for. They're items number 3 and 4 on your agenda. They're for both for the taxpayer Jerome Moore. Last four digits of the docket 1731 and 7962. Is there someone here from the city that can tell us anything more about this request for continuance?
Yin Peng from the city, representing the Water Revenue Bureau for the number 3, I think, the water revenue case.
Okay. And number 4 is not yours, or is it somebody else's? What can you tell? And basically the question is, just for the record, why are you requesting a continuance on these matters?
Because the city just received those cases as of yesterday, 1 or 2 o'clock. City would like more time to properly prepare the case if when it eventually going forward.
Okay, and that's both 3 and 4.
So Ms. Chairwoman, this is Kevin Burrell. I'm also with the city's law department, but I represent the Philadelphia Water Department. So I would have case number 4.
Okay, and there's a request for a continuance. Is that correct? Can you tell us why you're asking for a continuance?
Yes. So
yes,
but the reason is for number 3. Number 4, the agency case would just move with it so that both hearings and petitions with the same property owner are heard at the same time.
I'm going to interject here because it sounds like we've lost our way. I was told by Mr. Peng yesterday that a city's witness was unavailable and he was requesting a continuance. Because of that situation, I brought it to the board's attention and it made sense to continue both case 3 and 4. They're the same matter, they're the same petitioner, same property, to move them together.
And we were expecting that these would be continued and basically had shared that with the petitioner. Is that not correct?
Correct. I called the petitioner, I left him a message and explained that the city's witness was unavailable, and that is why we were continuing these cases. So I'm sorry, Mr. Peng, I just didn't hear you say the part about the city's witness being unavailable, because that's the reason why you stayed yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday when I emailed you, I haven't able to get contact with the witness, but right now I have the witness, but still we're
well, I think we are at a point where we really can't go forward because we've now, on the basis of what you advised us yesterday, that we have told the petitioner not to come forward today. And
yes,
so,
the continuous request stands.
Does the board
Right, but you're putting on the record that it's because you're not prepared.
Yeah, that's the problem that we're having, because you advised Director Andre that your witness was unavailable. Your witness is available, but really and truly it's because you're unprepared. That is not a justifiable reason for going forward to continue a matter. Remember, somebody files this petition and they have to go through this process for due process purposes. And hold on, the fact that you're not prepared is not a justifiable reason not to proceed forward with the matter.
and I will add, oh, I'm sorry, Dominic, I thought you were finished.
That's fine.
I thought you were finished.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. You indicated a few minutes ago that this was a matter that you didn't know about before yesterday, and yet our agenda was printed
Nancy, I do have to
That more.
interject here. I do have to interject. Mr. Peng is correct. This, because I don't know if you can tell, but this is generally a water department matter. And the water revenue department, which is where Mr. Peng works, was not made notified. I reached out to the water revenue department because something told me that this case they may not know about it. So then Mr. Peng said his witness is unavailable. So I said, okay, that's a continuance. But then now he's telling me that the witness is available.
Right.
I just believe we should continue this case. However, perhaps additional.
Right. I think no matter what's happened, we've already told the petitioner that this case was being continued because the people from the city were not available.
Nancy,
Okay.
I vote to continue the case.
And Paul Weiss, I concur.
And Dominic Ward, I concur as well.
Can we note that this is going to go forward at the next listing?
Absolutely.
Okay, and Nancy Cameron, I concur. Let's move on then. That takes care of items 3 and 4. Item
Can
number,
I have a word on that? Is clarify the situation.
please.
As Ms. Andre just said, we did not receive the listing of the case until yesterday around 2 o'clock. We don't have enough time. Yesterday, we did not have enough time to gather the witness and prepare the case. I emailed Ms. Andre around 3 or 4 o'clock. My witness responded to me after that they can make an emergency appearing in their emergency participation of this hearing. So
In any case, we have already voted to continue this matter because of the confusion that's taken place with it. And it'll be rescheduled at the earliest opportunity. And hopefully at that point, everyone will have prior notice and we can go forward with the entire matter. I think we leave it there. We're belaboring the point at this juncture. The next item on our agenda is item number 5 for Said Amana, I believe is the statement there. This is an item for 2635 South 11th Street. It was involved with a sheriff's sale and should have been, the charges that are involved here should have been removed at the time of the sheriff's sale and not come forward. Who has this matter to provide a better understanding of it than I have? There's someone from the city who should know about this, and there's an indication that there's a recommendation that we grant.
Yes. This case is also mine. Kevin Burrell with the City of Philadelphia's Law Department. This matter involves a help loan from 1995 in the amount of $2,400. There have been some very minor payments on that, but roughly the petitioner was challenging the full amount. I went through the title record of the property and found that there was a 2000. Oh, sorry.
No, I muted them.
Oh, okay. There was a sheriff's sale that occurred in 2000. I mean, I don't know how all the records are being communicated back then at that time, but at that sheriff's sale, it should have been, this balance should have been cleared out and paid off or just wiped away if there weren't sufficient funds through that sale. And then it didn't happen at that time, and then it just remained in our system since then. So I haven't had time to I found that yesterday. I haven't had time to get the Water Revenue Bureau to wipe the balance. So I was prepared today to have the Tax Review Board grant the appeal, since I wouldn't be able to show that the balance had already been removed.
Okay. So basically, it's your recommendation that, given the circumstances here, that the board should grant the petition from Said Amana.
Yeah, I believe the last name is Amara, but I don't think.
Oh, okay. The writing here is hard to read on because it's a handwritten note on the agenda, and I wasn't sure of the spelling of the word.
Right. Yes, and so the full amount. I mean, I don't think the petitioner's in the call yet, but the full amount of $2,400 will be removed. So some very minor adjustments might be made to their water account as well to do those things, but they are not not large scale changes, but $2,400 will come off of their agency account.
Okay, so basically,
Oh, yeah,
you're
I'm sorry.
recommending that we approve the petition and grant the request.
Yes.
Any questions from other board members?
No, this is Paula Weiss. I'll concur with the decision to grant the petition.
Ryan Boy, I concur.
Dominique Ward concurs.
And Nancy Cameradiner, I concur as well. So this matter has been identified as having been approved. There'll be a letter that will go out to the petitioner indicating that the matter has been resolved and approved by the board. Is there anything else we need to note at this point?
No.
That was a head shake.
Oh, sorry, no.
I wasn't sure if you were saying something there or not. Okay. Okay, so that takes care of items 3, 4, and 5. I believe the next item that we have someone in the office for is item number 2. Is that correct?
Yes, the petitioner is in the room.
Okay, this item is for Richard Hanna, last 4 digits of the docket 9474. The property address is 5833 Dickens Avenue. Good afternoon, Mr. Hanna. Please identify yourself for the record.
Richard Hanna,
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth with everything that comes before the board?
I do.
Okay, when you're going to actually be testifying, if you could either move forward or speak a little more directly into the mic. I could hear you there, but it'll be a little better when you have to make longer statements to be
Sure.
close. Who has this matter for the city?
That would be me, Chairwoman Kevin Burrell with the City of Philadelphia Law Department, representing the Water Department.
Okay, thank you. Do you have anyone else who's going to be testifying who needs to be sworn?
Yes, the city witness is Andrew Debelski.
Okay, please identify yourself for the record.
How you doing? My name's Andrew Dybowski. I'm Assistant Manager, Philadelphia Water Department Meter Division.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth with everything that comes before the board?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you have numbers for the record, or is there someone else who has numbers?
I have numbers.
Okay,
The balance on this petitioner's agency account is $211.45. I guess I should rephrase that. The current balance is $163.69.
what, 100 and what?
$63.69.
Okay,
The charges are from $120 tamper fee and a $91.45 lien fee. Those two charges together originally were $211.45.
and that second fee again was,
Was $91.45. And it is the lien fee
well,
for,
that was the lien fee. I'm
Yes.
sorry, that was what I missed, was the word
Oh.
lien. I don't know about anyone else, but I missed that.
Does Council Burrell have a witness for this matter?
yeah, that's Mr. Debelski.
Okay, so Mr. Dabowski is going to have to testify to those numbers on the record because you as the counselor or attorney can't be the witness as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I had asked who had the numbers and he started in, so can we go back?
So
Yeah,
Mr. Dabowski,
Needs to be sworn in and then he needs to testify to the numbers.
he was, I think he was sworn in.
He was sworn and when I asked if he had the numbers, he said no, and we moved on. That's what caused the confusion.
Now
No,
let's go back. Mr. Dabowski?
Yes,
Okay. Do you have in front of you the balances that are under dispute here?
no, I don't. I'm from the Meter Division. I don't, normally your Water Revenue Bureau would have these
Mr.
numbers.
Dabowski, can you share your camera, please? Thank you.
You're welcome, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe Mr. Debelski has access to the basis accounting records to enter the numbers.
All right, well, you know what? I guess Dominique, we're gonna have to take them.
Is there
So,
someone
Mr.
else?
Burrell, I
that
would ask you, Mr. Burrell, can you give us the numbers though? Let's just clarify. The principal amount in dispute is $163.69.
That's what's currently left on his account. The charges, the principal amount that he's contesting would be $211.45.
But is that, so that's where I'm unclear. Is that a total of principal and lien, or is,
Yes,
okay, so that's not what we want. The principal is 163.69. There's a lien charge of 91.45. Is there penalties? that
no,
have-
there are no
are no
penalties.
penalties. So those are the two, so those two together, I'm taking
Yes.
your word for it, add up to $211.45. Okay. Got it. All right, Nancy.
Okay. Um, Is there any opening comment from the city on this, or should we be turning to the petitioner to tell us why he is here and what he's looking for from the board?
The only other comment I would add at that point is this relates to a meter investigation that occurred on January 21st, 2022. I do have documents to present after hearing from the petitioner that Mr. Dabalski will testify
Okay.
to, but that's just for context.
Okay, then let's turn to the petitioner. Please tell us why you're here and what it is you're looking for from this board. And again, just as a reminder, to please be as close to the mic as you can so that we can hear you clearly.
Certainly. The charge, I got a notice from the city that all of the water meters were being replaced in the entire city. That was the first notice that I received, that everybody had to contact the water department and make arrangements to have a new meter installed in the property. So subsequent to that, and I show a date on my bill here of January 21st. I received another bill after they came out to put the new meter in, that they were charging me for a defective meter in the amount of $120. So my original question was, you know, if the city was gonna, or if the water department was gonna put new meters in the property, why were they charging me for a defective meter? And that was my first question. And the second question I had was, then again, the $120, I guess the gentleman is calling it a tamper fee. On July 21st, another $91.45 was added to that. It's listed here as an adjustment. And I wanted to get some kind of explanation as to what the adjustment was for and why I was being charged that additional $91.45.
So that basically is your testimony and the things that you want to address at this point in time. Is that correct?
That is my testimony regarding the meter repair charge, I guess the water department is causing it, of $120 plus an adjustment of $91.45. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, let's turn to the city then. And a question that I would address to the city in regard to this is, when in time did the city start to replace meters, and how does that relate in relationship to the timing of the petition here?
That's something I can provide context on. This has been an ongoing rollout over the past few years. COVID operations did slow this down. The water department is replacing the electronic reader on all of the meters throughout the city, and it is at no charge to the property owner. This property was not charged for that replacement of that, but I will get into that with Mr. Dabalski, if that answers your question, Chairwoman.
So is it Mr. Dabalski that is going to be telling us more about this, or are you?
Yes, I will be presenting things. Is it okay if I share my screen to present the documents that are listed as City Exhibit 1?
Please.
Can everyone see my screen just before I proceed?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh,
Can the
Mr.
petitioner see the screen?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Dabalski, can you see this, confirm that you can see the screen as well?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Can you explain why the water department, this entry here on January 21st, 2022, can you explain what the water department was entering this property for on that date?
At that point in time, that particular work order was completed by our contractor. If you notice under the work order number on 12122, it says census. That is an authorized contractor for the city of Philadelphia doing the upgrades on the meters. They entered the property to upgrade the water meter. That was their sole purpose upon entering and scheduling an appointment to gain entry.
And can you explain what this document titled Service Link Completed Jobs indicates?
Sure. What it is, it's a digital download of the work order completed at the address 5833 Dickens Avenue on that date. The service worker that was at the property noticed that the ERT was offline. If you can see down the column of theft code, it starts at the top and under that entry, ERT offline, which means that the ERT, the sending unit that was supposedly been positioned on top of the meter, was not on top of the meter when they arrived. So they entered that as a type of theft code.
And can you explain that could you read the comment also that was entered in by the worker?
Sure, certainly over here. It said it's a viable occupied. That means the property is lived in and occupied. Radio or the ERT, so to speak, was hanging off a meter upon arrival. Security screw in place. And a photo was also taken to that property at that date.
Right. And this was the photo that was attached to that work order. Can you explain what we see in the picture here?
Sure, you can see that the round base of the ERT, which would be the bottom part where the analog reading of 039230 should have been sitting on top of the meter body itself, which is slightly above that, also with a round base body, which you're indicating correct. So that showed an evidence of some form of tampering had been done to that meter to prevent it from getting an actual read from month to month.
So the $120 tamper fee that's on this charge is for, it was only placed on the account after the technician inside of the property noticed that this plastic electronic interface had been removed from the meter. Is that correct?
Correct. We were unaware of that until we got into the property.
And if with this electronic reader being removed from the reader, would that cause there to be 0 reads at the property?
It could, yes.
And the final page that I'm showing for City Exhibit 1 is the meter readings that we have received from the property. Mr. Dabalski, can you read
Sure.
into the record what we're seeing here?
Sure. Where it's highlighted in blue, it says replaced. That was the date that the meter was serviced and they noticed that there was a theft as indicated in the last photos. Prior to that, below that, with the readings monthly and the 1 of 18, 12 of 17, and so forth, previously there were 0 usage readings. Once we installed the new reader on there and we noticed that we had continual actual readings month to month incrementally, as you can see, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, etc., with no evidence of any tampering or any 0 usage attached to the account.
Thank you, Mr. Dabalski. That is all the city has to present.
I have a question. When you're seeing these zeros, do they continue beyond what's on the screen for us right now? Or how, or if not, how far back do the 0 reads go?
The 0 reads go back for a number of months. I believe that there was a separate revenue hearing on that for the estimated reads that were put in at that time. I can open up the base's database to show how much further back it goes, but
anything that goes back further than this would already have been adjudicated in some way. Is that what you're indicating?
Yes, I believe so, but the petitioner would have to confirm if he had a hearing on that. Those the revenue hearings and the estimated charges are not handled by our department.
yes, I did have a hearing on that already.
Okay, Thank you. Anything else from the city?
That is all.
All right, I have a
Okay, then let's
question.
turn to the petitioner. Do you have anything to add? And then I'll open it up for questions from any board members.
Yes, I do. I'm positive there was no theft. The gentleman, mentioned theft at the property. I'm positive there's been no theft at the property. Again, I was advised by the city that the meter, would be replaced. My understanding is that, if there was anything defective with the meter, it's gonna be normal wear and tear with the meter, as the meter has depreciated. I don't know when that meter was originally put in at the property, but I'm certain in anything that, that was wrong with that specific water meter was gonna be wear and tear. Normal depreciation on the meter, no one has tampered with it, that's for certain. I've been on the property for 35 years almost now. No one has tampered with the meter. I don't know when it went in, but
When you got your bills, did you notice that there were 0 readings in terms of water usage on any of your bills?
I did. Again, ma'am, the property is tenant occupied. And I did notice that, originally it wasn't when the tenant first moved in, we were getting a water reading. But yes, after that, I did notice that there was 0 reading. But I kind of thought maybe if he's not there or if he's spending, time with his fiance or something like that, the usage is not showing up on the bill. So yeah, that I did notice it. And I
Did you ask anyone at the water department or the Water Revenue Bureau about that?
Again, I did not know.
Okay. Okay, any questions from other board members? I guess not. Are you ready to step aside to consider a decision?
I am.
I am as well.
Okay, I think I saw Melissa step out. We need her to take us aside. So we'll have to wait a moment.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
We're ready to step aside.
Okay, thank you.
Are we all back?
No, we're missing Ryan. I'm trying to get him back. He's still in the breakout room. Okay, he's back.
Okay, fine, thank you.
Mhm.
The board's reached a decision. It's our decision to deny the petition. You'll get a letter from us that spells out our decision. You have the right to appeal to the Court of Common Pleas within 30 days of the date of our letter, but assuming for the moment that neither side's going to appeal, you'd be asked to enter into payment arrangements with the city as soon as you can after that 30-day period.
Okay, so, and what's the balance on this account again?
I believe the city had indicated that the current balance was $163.69. Does that include the lien fee as well as the tamper fee? You're on mute.
Yes, that is correct, Chairwoman. And just for the petitioner's clarity, that's the agency account, which is separate from the usage account, which both of those make up your bill. I don't know what your usage account would be, so the total balance on the account for this property would be higher than that.
We just want to know the bill for today.
Right, then what the Chairwoman said is correct.
163.69, and that's the amount that this hearing is referencing. Is that correct?
Right, you'll get a letter from us first, and then you should go from there in terms of contacting the city in getting everything handled from this.
So when I get the letter, I have 30 days to appeal through the municipal court. Is that correct?
If you wish to appeal to court, you need to do it within 30 days of the date of that letter. If you don't appeal to court, then at any point in time, you can enter into discussions with the city about the final numbers and making payment.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you very much for coming in today.
Yeah.
Don't we need to cooperate on the record?
Oh, well, yes, we need concurrence. My apologies. If I could get concurrence from the board.
Paula
Ryan
Weiss,
Boy, I concur.
Paula Weiss, I concur.
Dominique Ward, I concur.
And Nancy Cameron, I concur.
Thank you.
I have a tendency to go right past that. Thank you very much, Dominique, for the reminder. We are going to item number 6. Wait till the petitioner gets in there and then we'll do the identification.
Stay like nice, okay? Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon. This is item number 6 on our agenda for, I'm having trouble reading the writing on this, Waters Bay.
Yes.
And the property address here is 5829 Christian Street, and it's the last 4 digits of the docket 4502. Please identify yourself for the record.
Good afternoon. My name is June Waters Bay.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth with everything that comes before the board?
I affirm.
Thank you. You're certainly welcome to leave the mask on, but if you feel comfortable in that room without it, we'll be able to hear you a little better if you're not wearing the mask. And it's up to you entirely.
Oh, no, I'm good to take it off. Thank you.
Okay. Who has this matter for the city?
I do, Kevin Burrell with the City of Philadelphia's Law Department, representing the Water Department.
Okay, and excuse me, do you have anyone with you who will be testifying today on this matter?
Mr. Dabowski is also the witness for this matter.
Okay, and he's already been sworn, so we can deal with that, but in terms of the numbers for the record, does he have those numbers or does someone else have the numbers that can cover that for you?
I would need to introduce the numbers. I can share the screen of the basis database if that is beneficial to the board.
But can someone give us the numbers for the record?
One moment.
No, I don't think he has a witness beyond himself, so he's just going to share the numbers with us.
Okay.
So in this matter, the current balance on this account is $0. The charges that were being contested were 2 separate charges of $195 each for a total of $390.
Okay. Perhaps we should turn to the petitioner and ask her to tell us why she's here and what she's looking for from this board. Maybe we can get a better understanding of what has happened here.
Yes, I had petitioned because I had.
Can you take the
I'm sorry.
the screen off,
Oh, yes.
please? Okay, thank you. All
Yeah,
right.
I wasn't petitioning for both meters, just for the 1 meter. Because 1 meter was missing from the front property and then I had it replaced. The other meter was defective. And so I felt as though I shouldn't have had to pay for the defective meter. And I did turn in, when they replaced the meter, they said it was just leaking and they had to replace it. I actually took they left the meter in the house. And so I took it down to
the lower level of the municipal service building, and then I turned it in. And then they said that they were going to take it off of my bill, and it never came off.
In what way was it defective? What was happening with it, or what can you tell us about it?
To the best of my recall, it was leaking.
I'm sorry, what, say it again?
I'm sorry, it was leaking.
Oh, it was leaking.
Yes. But they didn't take it with them. They left it in the house, and I just took it down to the lower level of the municipal service building and turned it in.
And when the agent was there, that person put a new meter in,
Yes, ma'am.
but they left the old meter
Yes, ma'am.
in the property.
Correct.
What did this city representative you dealt with when you took it in, did they give you any indication at all about having this meter replaced without charge, or anything else that would indicate that you should not be charged for it?
Well, when I wouldn't say that person said it as much as she said, we're going to have it taken off of your bill. I want to say, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the gentleman's name. It was a supervisor, and he said, oh, we'll just have it taken off. But the person, when they brought out the meter, they didn't tell me that I would be charged for it, because it was the meter was malfunctioning. It was leaking. I couldn't control that.
But you did pay for one meter.
Yes, I'm not
And that was in a different location?
No, it's in the same location. There's two meter charges. I'm not disputing both of them, just one of them. I apologize if I put it on the petition incorrectly.
But each meter goes for a different purpose within the property?
No, this one, it's a single family dwelling.
Okay. You know, I have a question, Nancy. Ms. Waters, did you pay these bills though? Did you pay for them both?
Yes, I just paid I paid the bills. I mean, I paid the entire
You paid the entire bill.
not knowing that the meter, I thought the meter charge was always separate from the main bill, but I could be incorrect.
Okay, so that just because
I'm just trying to get caught up. Yeah.
all right, because the city did announce that your balance was zero, so I just wanted to check that if they didn't, you paid for both of these $195 charges.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
but I'm not disputing both, just one.
Just one. And the first one or the second one?
The second one.
The
not the
second,
first
all right, because we
one.
have to get some date. I think, Nancy, we need to go back to the city to get some dates.
Okay, yeah, because
okay.
that would be helpful, because according to what I'm seeing on the copy of the bill that we have, there were two different dates about 5 years apart. So yes, let's go back to the city and get information about the 2 meter charges that were on this petitioner's record.
Yes, so the 2 meter charges that are remaining on this account, one is from 9/23/2011,
Mhm.
and one is from February 2nd, 2016.
And which, they were both replaced at those different time periods, is that correct?
Yes, they were both missing meters that were replacement.
All right, so we probably need Mr. Dabowski to give us that chronology. That's okay.
Okay. Do we have a history or something you could bring up on the screen, or just something I'm gonna have to do off to the side on myself? Let me see here.
1 second. So, I mean, I can pull up some of the history, but I do want to ask the petitioner, when you went down to the Water Revenue Board and the Bureau, or the meter shop, and they said they were going to take it off. Do you know what date that was for that meter charge? Because there was a replacement on your account in March 2021. There was also a replacement. And there was no charge for that one. The one you are referencing where you said they were going to take the charge off, that was the 2016 one, correct?
Yeah, it happened, please forgive me, it happened before the pandemic, so I'm thinking it was probably around 2019, the best of my recall. 18 or 19. It was definitely wasn't in 21.
Can you give me the address of this real quick, please?
Yes, this is 5829 Christian Street.
While you're checking that, I have a quick question for the petitioner. Is this a property where you live or do you have tenants there?
Now, my daughters,
Okay. I just wondering whether you were actually there because it's an unusual situation with
now, yeah, because
replacements.
they just moved in, I'll say, back in 2020. Yeah, so at the time it was vacant. Actually, I was just cleaning up the property from my divorce. So nobody was in the property until 2020. Except for us, just doing repairs on the property.
Okay, from what I can see here, 9/23/2011 was a meter installed, which means there would have been a charge for $195.
Right.
That would be fine. Then again, on 2/2/16, we also did a meter installation, and from the photo I can see, it shows that there was some repairs made, it looks like, to accommodate the new meter to be installed. So both of those meter installs were paying for meters that were missing. So them two dates appear to be actual meter installs for something that was missing. I don't see anything out of the ordinary with that. And once we install a meter, if we do not have the old one to come back with this, or possibly within the next day, if it was forgotten or for some reason we could get it and make adjustments to our system, we would take it, but we would never take no meters down at Municipal Services Building at the water department that's down there and tell anyone that they would get any type of credit or anything along those lines. So you weren't paying for any defective meters, you were paying for missing meters.
But the meter wasn't missing, and I had the meter in my possession. I had it in my possession. And you just said that you could tell that it was it needed repair. I didn't hear you say it was missing. And when I went down to the water company, they didn't show me a picture. Because you're saying you're seeing a picture with no meter there?
In 2011, we weren't yet at the state of the
No,
art.
no, no. 2011, I'm not disputing. I'm sorry, sir.
2016, I have a picture from the installer showing us the meter number, the sending unit, and the start reading that is on the meter from within your property.
And I can share my screen and those will be presented.
Okay, thank
great.
you.
Just to take it one step back, Mr. Dabalski, before we go up to the photo, this is marked as City Exhibit 1. Can you explain what the image on the screen is?
Sure, that's a handwritten document, an MROC card, it's called, that our service workers fill out in the property in front of the water meter when they're making an installation, repair, or any type of servicing related to the water meter. And
Yes, can you indicate both descriptions for this top section under new meter and what should have been, what would normally be filled in the old meter?
sure, if you can scroll over where it says new meter in the top section there, that would be what is installed. And below that, in that same type of box scenario there, it says old meter. That would be something that was removed. At that particular property there was no meter to remove, so it was missing. And over on the left, where we have the circle, it stands for MEM, stands for meter inert missing. So they originally went there to change a meter, as it says on the appointment code to your left. That was their main reason to go there. But upon getting there, the action they took was install a meter. They didn't change one. There was nothing to install. So they indicated that theft code of meter inert missing at that time. That's the photo I was pointing towards.
Right. This photo is, what is this photo of?
That is a photo of the meter they installed that day. And the numbers on that jive with what's on the card below.
And once again, the timing on that, what was the date on this particular one that's in the picture?
2016, 2/2/16.
Okay,
So if
oh, I
I
see, 2260.
if I have permission to speak, I can't I can't determine what people write when they come out and they do the service, but I would never have called to say, come out and change a meter or fix a meter when the meter was missing. And if that were the case, then to support what he's saying about theft, why didn't he take a picture of what was missing, the nothing being present to solidify the fact that there was a missing meter? I have no reason to say that I went down and carried a heavy meter down to the municipal service building right outside in that little corner, right near the office where you go for, like, there's some computers and then you go inside for something else. And over here, you do, I think violations or something. I'm not sure.
That's okay.
But I wouldn't be before you stating that. And I would never have called and said that a meter needed to be changed if it was missing. Because then when you come out, you're going to say it was not there. I can't help what people write.
A question for you. Earlier, you indicated that you took the meter that was removed in to the office. When did you do that in relationship to when the person was out there? Could you have taken that meter in before they came and put the new one in?
No. It was back in 2019. It was like 18 or 19. And the only reason why I did it was because I was seeing I was still being charged for a meter. And I thought, oh, here's a meter here. And they said, no, it's missing. I said, no, I'm holding it. And they said, bring it in. And they told me where to bring it.
Okay.
Now, I know different places in the water building. I didn't go to the section where you had to pay your bill. I didn't go upstairs to the law department. I went to that little corner where they sent me, and they told the woman took the meter from me. And the stupidity of me, I should have taken a picture of the meter and given it to the woman. But I trust that people will do the honest thing because I'm trying to do the right thing. I paid for the meter. I paid for one. When the gentleman said two, I'm not trying to get you to take off two.
Okay.
One was missing.
All right, does the city have anything else to provide?
I have nothing else to provide. I'm open if the petitioner has any documents from that time. I definitely am open to reviewing this again. But as of right now, without anything else to go on, the city is standing behind the documents we presented.
Thank you. All right, Miss Waters Bay, did you get any kind of receipt or paperwork when you turned that meter in?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
And you know something? I wish I remember where I put the actual name of the person. I've had to move.
You don't have anything that you could give to us or refer us to?
I know the woman was Afro-American and the supervisor was Caucasian. That's all I can remember. That I remember. And they were in that little corner. I mean, it's part of that long desk that used to be where you come and pay your what is that bill? Where you actually would do your rental license and things of that nature, vacancy license. It was that long strip and right there on the corner, right there. So they told that person went to the water meter, went to the water department. They said, nope, you have to go here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does the city have anything else on this before we step aside?
No, we do not.
Okay. I guess it's time for the board to step aside to make a decision.
Okay, if everyone can hold tight. Nancy, everyone is back.
Okay, fine, thank you. the board's reached a decision. It's our decision to grant the petition based on the charge for the 3/4/16 already having been paid. And I think Melissa took down our language about how we wanted to handle that when we were speaking. So I'm going to defer to her for a moment to give us the actual language on our approval.
Okay, so the board the decision letter is going to read granted petitioner to be refunded $195 based on the 2/2/16 meter charge already paid. Ms. Waters Bay, you will have to, after you get this decision letter, petition the Department of Revenue for the refund. It's not just going to be sent to you. Once you get our letter in the mail, you will have to go through the refund process with the Department of Revenue in order to get the money back.
Couldn't it just sit on the bill and it won't be just putting it back to the bill per se?
No, because the board, the petition is not in a refund posture.
Okay,
The petition is, so we are granting a refund, but you still have to do the process of the refund to get the funds back.
okay, and the letter will have that information of how to do that process as well?
Yes, you'll have to contact the Department of Revenue Refund Department.
Okay, thank you so much. Everyone have a safe day and enjoy this hot weather. I wish it was snow, but it's hot.
Well, thank you for coming in today.
Can I interject quickly while the petitioner is still here?
Oh,
Sure.
yes.
Were you asking if it can be moved over to your water account as opposed to going through a refund?
Just sit on the bill, so then when the, when the usage is done, it just subtracts from the credit.
Okay. If I can reach out to you separately outside of this to work on that. The letter can still go out as sent. I'm not arguing with the language, but if that's the petitioner's request about how it's handled, I think that's something I can work with revenue on to
Fine.
shorter process.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you,
would
Ms.
be
Burrell.
great.
We thought this would be clearer, but it might not be. So if you can help to make that more efficient, that would be appreciated.
And the board concur?
So do you want me to, you're gonna reach out to me then? Is that okay? Or do you want me to call you?
I should have your information on your petition that you sent in. If not, I will follow up with Melissa and the tax review board for it, but it should be on the petition that was sent in.
Okay. Then I thank you again, because that's
The petition does have a phone number as well as the your home address and the property address.
I'll
So
confirm it
yes,
with
if you
her
turn
on
to the
her way out.
petition, you can get that.
If the board can concur, I'll confirm her phone number and address for Mr. Burrell.
Fine,
Okay,
thank you.
I concur.
Thank you again. Everyone have a great.
Paula, did you concur?
Paula Weiss, I concur.
Okay, and Nancy Camerodiner, I concur. You're fine.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank
You were
you.
just doing that for the record.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We have one other item on our agenda. That's item number 1 for Antonio Romeo, last 4 digits of the docket 9484, property address 7031 Marsden Street. I've been told that this petitioner has not appeared. Unless something has changed on that, we would deny this for failure to appear. Is there concurrence on that?
Paula Weiss, I concur.
Dominic Ward, I concur.
And Nancy Camerodiner, I concur. One question for Melissa before we move on from this, for the end of the meeting. Do we have anything on record indicating prior situations with our petitioner from item number 1?
No, this is the first listing before the board.
Okay, so then just identifying it as a failure to appear at this particular time would be all that we would be dealing with. They could come forward for another round. Okay, and is there anything else that we need to address today? I know of nothing else, but is there anything else that anyone else has to bring up?
Nope.
Hearing no one come forward, this hearing is adjourned.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Thank you.
Good
Quick
evening.
aside question, Melissa, we do have a hearing on Thursday?
No, it's a review of some held under advisement cases.
Okay, but we have a meeting.
Yeah, it'll be 2, but it won't be 2 hours. It'll be,
Fine,
Maybe
fine.
45 minutes?
I just wondered whether we were on or not on.
no, we are. I want to go through some cases that we were, remember
Fine.
we had that brief conversation? So I'm gonna today, when I finish today, actually, I'm gonna go back and put all that stuff together and email you guys.
But I just wondered whether that was still on since I hadn't seen the material yet.
Yes.
Thank you.
No
Bye,
problem.
everyone. Have a good rest
Bye.
of the week until Thursday afternoon.